Hi, welcome back to the channel. Now, I actually had another video scheduled for this week. However, that's now been postponed due to the news that I just heard, and that is Kieran Foster has just left us. And for those who don't know, Kieran Foster was the developer of Glitch2, and before that, Blue Glitch. And speaking of glitches, I made one just a few weeks ago when I said that LiveCut was one of the original glitch plugins. I don't know what I was on, but that's certainly not true, is it? Blue Glitch came along way before that, maybe 5 or 6 years in fact. And obviously, as sad as that is, the good news for us, the community, is that Glitch2 has now been made available for free. So the purpose of this video is twofold, really. One, to pay respects to Kieran and to thank him for the production of this plugin. And two, to let you know that, like I said, it is free, so go and grab it. I'll put a link in the description. And before I go any further, just one thing I really like. Version 2.1.5 in memoriam. Really quite a nice touch, that. All the versions have been updated. I'm currently running this as a VST3. In terms of the plugin itself, it really is incredibly straightforward. In fact, you might recognize this layout. A lot of companies have copied it, but the original will always be the best in my opinion. So I won't go through a detailed walkthrough. Like I said, it's just a very short video. It is incredibly straightforward. You've got the effects listed down here. They can be dragged and dropped, and that changes the order down here. And this is where you edit them. So for example, gator, that responds to this gator, obviously, so we can draw in a line there to have the gating effect during that section. Each one of these effects has their own parameters. Like I said, I'm not going to go through them all because that would take quite a bit of time, and it is incredibly well laid out and incredibly intuitive. Plus, it's a glitch plugin, and the glitch plugins, in my opinion, are the ones just to don't get scientific with it, just go nuts and experiment. So with that said, let's just play back a couple loops and we'll go through some presets. Some will obviously sound better than others because I'm going through randomly, like I said, but let's have a listen. So you get the point. And I should also say, every time I show off a glitch plugin, I always get one comment saying, it sounds like shit. Well, yes, it's not meant to be the entire track sounding like this. You have the normal kick and bass, and then you drop this in for a break. Over the course of the track, you probably hear this 3 or 4 times. Now, one thing I would like, and this comes with a caveat, bear with me, I would like the ability to resize this interface because it is quite small. But, like I said, the caveat, given the circumstances, I'm certainly not going to complain. In future, if that's possible. And like I said, a big emphasis on if. I don't even know if that's possible. So thanks for watching. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description. Go and download it. And yeah, thank you, Kieran. Sorry to your family and friends, but thank you for leaving this legacy. See you next week. Bye-bye.